Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Whoever is joining us live, and maybe some of you guys watching this on the replay. But we got Tian here, Bosti is here. Nicholas asking who do we pick to win? I think I picked the Brumbies, even though the Tars might be the form team. Ryan's going Brumbies. Tian's going Brumbies. Batman is going a big one for the Tars. NZ Benny said Canberra looks bloody cold. It is wet, and I reckon these conditions might suit the Brumbies. Yeah, Fleshin's here. We are well, at least I am, sir. Yeah, it's been a busy day, but it's been a few hours since we've watched any rugby, so let's do it all again. Darmundi, how's it going? I am gonna open beer early. It's a good thing about Fox Sports now is they are playing. I don't know if it's showing on the feed you guys have got, but they've got these like promo vids they do to really hype the games up, and they're quite fun to watch actually. All the historical stuff. So, yeah. Simon says the Brumbies will win. The Waratahs are very flaky. Yola says been waiting for ages. Bro, I'm pretty good. Just hung out with the kids all day. Did a lot of walking around and whatnot. So yeah. Hopefully the Brumbies will have learned since their last wet weather game. Yeah, I think I probably said the last wet weather game would have suited the Brumbies as well. Xavier, how's it going, man? It's already evening over here in New Zealand. Beer time. Whoa, I swear I didn't shake you, Can. Why are you going to do me like that? Take it easy. Don't do it. I swear I didn't shake the can. It's an angry Irish beer. According to 2 Cents, Curse, the Brumbies are going to win because I'm wearing a Tars jersey. Yes. Michael's got the Brumbies. Daramundi's got the Brumbies. Batman's the only one so far who's got the Tars. He might be laughing at the end of the day. We've got Irish rugby tomorrow morning, at least my time. So, yeah, I figured I'd buy some Irish beer. It's almost like, well, it's something a bit different anyway. Wife is now getting concerned. 3rd game. She's questioning you. Yeah, what are you really doing? Locked in the room by yourself. Who are you talking to? Daramundi and I have the same Brumbies by 11. Yolo's got Brumbies by 27. Brumbies 23, Waratahs 12. Got the Brumbies by 10. Simon says Leinster, Munster, Sky Sport AM 6:30 tomorrow morning. Yeah, they finally fixed it. Before it was showing Connacht and Ulster, but that game is not on tomorrow New Zealand time, so that wouldn't have made any sense. I guess they had it wrong. Waste the beer. I'll get myself some Vailima next time, I think, when it's on special. Question, will he be drinking tomorrow morning for the Pro 14 game? He'll be drinking, but it'll be coffee. Funnily enough, my wife actually asked me that right as I was getting my little chiller bag ready. She was like, you're not having beer in the morning, are you, tomorrow? No. No. Can't do that. Can't do that. Not 6 a.m. 6:30. That's pushing it. If you guys haven't seen the game yet, it looks pretty horrendous weather. Darnell just got back. How did you go in the grand final? How did you go? Coffee with Jameson's. Is that an Irish coffee or am I making that up? Supposed to have rugby today, but the only sport is cancelled in level 2, so lucky me, but you got league tomorrow. How can you still have league but no rugby? Nice food says go the Brumbies. Well, I've picked them, like most of us have. Hannigan's just adjusting bits and pieces that maybe the camera shouldn't have been up on. Gargoyle, how's it going? Minecraft boat up the Brumbies. Yeah, still got league. I don't get it, man. Everybody is picking the Brumbies except for Batman, who's got the Tars. Maybe he sees something we don't. Yeah, Kato's at 13, which is something a bit different. Have to see how he goes. Big boy. They reckon they didn't drop Kurandrani, but they lost their last game, so you got to wonder. You do got to wonder. Jordan, how's it going, man? Batman says go the Tars. Feels weird without Super Rugby Aotearoa. It does. It's over. Simon, how's Shenzhen, bro? Don't know who's going to win, but go the Tars. Brumbies are the favourites. Probably be thankful you're in Shenzhen where it's warm, because Canberra right now looks pretty bloody cold. Evening, all just got back from training. How's the game? It hasn't started yet. We're about to kick off. Now, we've just kicked off. If I am ahead of your stream, feel free to pause me to make up the time difference if I'm ahead of you. So I'll give you a yell. We're about to be at 15 seconds. Now, we won the final series undefeated. 13 wins, 1 draw, 8 losses. Third on the table, so you won the final series. Nice one, man. So you guys got a cup, a trophy. Did you score any tries? Congratulations, man. Warm day in Shenzhen for Simon at 33 degrees. It was actually pretty warm here today as well, even though it's a winter's day. Oh, intercept. Jeez, that didn't take long. Lonergan's at 9. There's no Joe Powell. Nick White's on the bench. Heaps of changes to the Brumbies team. Looks like a summer's night in the UK. When they first started the broadcast, like 10 minutes before the game, it was absolutely hosing down. But maybe it's not now. Maybe it's just eased off. Fun fact, 2 cents. The Chiefs were the only team that beat the Crusaders. Something to cheer for a Chiefs fan. Well, the Hurricanes beat the Crusaders too, but that was before lockdown. Scored 2 tries in a 24-22 win. Bro, were you man of the match? It sounds like it. A minute and 50 in. What have the Brumbies got with their much changed lineup? Good defence so far from the Tars. Simone puts the kick through. What's Maddox going to do? Shapes to kick. Keeps it in field. Bit of leg on it. Rain equals UK summer. Ah, interesting. China, where I lived anyway, was the same. Winter was really dry. And summer would have bloody thunderstorms and bucket down. I was going to say different word, but there we go. We'll go bucket. And yeah, it's the opposite here in New Zealand. I mean, Simon would know. Yeah, Auckland's bloody wet in winter, whereas summer's usually pretty nice and dry. I got the leading try scorer of the competition, and yeah, man of the match. Bro, well done. We're honoured to have the man of the match in the house today. As I said, congratulations, man. Cheers to you. Keep up the training and whatnot. You could go far. Might be talking about you on the channel one of these days. Lost my final last week, 19-17. Bro, that's brutal. But at least you made the final. Next year. Next year. Have I been to Hong Kong? I've only been to the airport in Hong Kong. I've never actually left the airport. I've been through Hong Kong, but never stopped. Man, Hooper then just did enough to be a bit of a bother for Lonergan. Jeez, one of the coaches is using binoculars. Don't usually see that. I used to remember going to the games when I was a kid with Gazza and taking binoculars. Don't really see that much anymore. You used to take a little cushion for the hard seats because the terraces didn't have a back. They weren't a comfortable seat. It was just like a concrete slab thing that you sat on. So you something for your bum and some binoculars. Go to the HK Sevens, Hong Kong Sevens. That'd be good. Thank you. Hope to play for, believe it or not, the Waratahs one day. Bro, just don't take that league money. When the league teams come after you, stay with Union. Do whatever's right for you, to be honest. Shenzhen is nice. Rain's heavy, then goes. Auckland, 4 seasons in one day. Yeah, you got that right. Christchurch, I haven't spent enough time there, but I would imagine it's pretty cold. Starleo, how's it going, man? Have you got the Brumbies or the Tars for this one? Everyone seems to have got the Brumbies, except Batman. This game's a bit messy so far, but it seems to be dry, so... Oh, and there's a bit of rain. That one just drifted not straight. McInerney doesn't look happy, but it's the right call. Rugby union's your favourite sport. Good man, Darnell. Good man. Mr. Rugby fan, how's it going? Starleo's got the Brumbies. Don't we all? I'm just writing a note that says the opening 5 minutes have been messy. Pick the Tarzan with Super Brew because you need a miracle. I've been in that position, Jordan. Hi guys, how are we? Missed the last few streams because of school. Brumbies by 32. Goodness me. They'll be doing well to get 32, but you never know. We did win the last 2 finals. That's a good thing. Always good to win a final. Darnell will be back. Good man. Philip, how's it going? Also got the Brumbies apparently. But it's the Tars who are in the Brumbies half at the moment. They'll want to go through at least 5 phases without knocking the bloody ball on. I would like them to do that as well. Big Will. Pretty much everybody has got the Brumbies for this one across the board, except Batman, who's picking the Tars by 60. Everyone's got the Brumbies by around about 10 or more, seemingly. Toner for fullback. So you didn't forget about that. Imagine it's the World Cup final, New Zealand, Christchurch and Mo'unga has the open space, he will score, and before he scores an earthquake comes, he knocks the ball on and they lose. I feel like if there was an earthquake, they would probably stop the game, to be honest. Just between you and me. Sort of bringing it for tonight. How do you think Hugh Jones will go at 15? I don't know, man. I've never seen him play. Has he even played in the back three? I've only seen him in the midfield. Big Will's got Tars by 5. Well, bro, they've just scored or knocked it on. Dempsey. He doesn't look happy. I think he's knocked it on. Do we need to check it or not, says Angus Gardner. He's going to check it. The wife's just shouted at me, don't you start drinking beer. Here goes Dempsey. He's lost it. He's lost it. Flesh and give her a few hours. You can have a beer during the Munster and Leinster game. No try, says Tiam. No try, says Most Food Takeaways. Knock on for sure, says Big Will. And Darnell's watching the game on TV. Good man. Oh, thank you, Nov Mummy. I'm giving a free reflective broadcast. I sometimes did that during the World Cup. Yes, Philip, the earthquake story that's from creative writing class. Definitely. Well, first chance blown by the Tars. Maybe that's a stat that I should start keeping on my own kind of spreadsheet, like chances blown. He went to 15 when Hogg got injured in the final last year. The reason he doesn't start, let's go back, is because he can't tackle, and we have our fullback Glenn Bruce on the bench. Danny Wilson is drunk. Oh, Glenn Bryce. Okay. Was it Squidge Rugby that did a video about Hugh Jones having better tackling stats than everyone gives him grief for? What's the algorithm picked for this one? I think they picked the Brumbies pretty comfortably. 11 or something? Flesh and tell her it's non-alcoholic. Yeah, because she'll fall for that one. Ewan, yes, the Sky have finally sorted out their schedule, and they've listed Leinster Munster for 6:30 a.m. here in New Zealand. So I get to get out of bed a whole 15 minutes earlier than yesterday. Well, than this morning. Philip, you can come over to YouTube or you can stick on the Facebook. It all kind of appears in one joint chat for me. It just depends if you want to see what other people are saying or not. Ruben, the day was alright, bro. Finished the rugby stuff, took the kids for a long walk. They were a bit... they're in each other's faces because I think they're sick of being at home and I can't blame them. My wife and I were probably a bit grumpy with them, but we're all sick of the sight of each other, man. It's what lockdown does to people. So, yeah, but at least it was fine weather. I'm not bothered for the Scarlets game versus the Blues. You'll be downing a few for that game. Are you more bothered for the Scarlets game? Right. How do you think your Scarlets are going to go? KO isn't screening any Pro 14. Oh, man. Yeah, it's Rugby Pass in Australia. Otherwise, ESPN Plus has got it. It's a bit of a stinker, that one. Oh, it's Owen. Sorry, bro. Irish names are hard. Neve. It's like spelled Niamh. Sorry. Culturally unaware. Hope it's not going to be a 50-point thrashing. Bro, at this rate, we're 11 minutes in. We haven't got any points. I think we'll be right. Murray Douglas with the break. Oh, and they've won a penalty. Here's trouble. Kick for touch. Maul. No, quick tap. Muirhead. They got pink for not being back 10. Here we go. It's all Brumbies from here. Cross kick. Simone. Oh, they've gone close. Big Will just find a dodgy streaming site. Yeah, if as long as you got a pop-up blocker, you should be alright. So sad for that last while. You can't watch Pro 14 without buying a channel. Yeah. True. Is he in touch here? He's in touch there, surely. Oh, are they going 5-meter scrum? Was he seriously not in touch? Okay. Cheers for the Rugby Pass tip. I'll sort that out. Yeah, I'm not sure what Rugby Pass costs in Australia because they only have the rights to the Pro 14, maybe the Champions Cup. The good thing about Rugby Pass, Big Will, is you can watch the games. They've got full games. They've got like extended highlights, like usually 10, 15 minutes. And you can watch them whenever you want. It's just like on demand. It's a really good service. I used it when I was in China. Philip, I see you made the switch to YouTube. Do you think the Aussie winner will verse the New Zealand winner later on? I don't think so, man. I think that it's going to be independent comps. Nice quick TMO, but he got the call wrong, surely. Look borderline in touch. $9.99 in Australia. Is that for a month? Is the Six Nations free to watch in New Zealand, Owen? I'm going to get your name right. Nah, bro, it's on Sky. Sky has the rights to the Premiership, the Pro 14, the Super Rugby, anything All Blacks like Rugby Championship. They don't have the rights to the Champions Cup. That's with Spark Sport. And I don't know who's got the rights to the Top 14. It used to be Sky, but I'm not sure now. Not able to watch this game live, so I was going to play this game in Rugby Challenge 4. Whoa, what's happened there? That looks like a try at a glance. Waratahs are not in Rugby Challenge 4. Yeah, they mentioned that on their Facebook page. They couldn't get the rights. New to watching Pro 14, any teams to follow? You guys will know better than me, but I would say Leinster is one of the top dogs. Edinburgh's doing well. Glasgow's Dave Rennie's old team, pretty exciting. Munster's one of the big teams, definitely got some of the best travelling fans. Scarlet's Wayne Pivac's old team. Okay. But he looks offside, yeah. Sky's still around. How do they make money? Oh, man. It's a try. Okay. Yeah, to be fair, I don't think Joe Powell would have scored that one. I think Lonergan's a bit quicker. He looks offside as. I think this TMO is having a bit of a mare, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Isn't Munster South Africa 2.0? They're not quite as stacked as like Sale Sharks, I don't think, but they've got CJ Stander, who's originally South African, plays for Ireland. They've signed Dale Indy and Snyman. They've got, who's that loose forward? One of their loosies is South African. Bota. Seven 0. And Ruben, that would be Sky Sport New Zealand. They've been well behind the times, man. Like, when all those other sites were coming out, like Netflix and whatnot, offering online streaming services, Sky TV was just like, no, this is Sky TV New Zealand. We're going to make you buy a bundle. So you have to buy a basic package, which comes with all this rubbish you don't want, and then you have to put a sports package on top of it. They've only just started doing the online stuff in recent times, and it's bloody expensive. Munster also have Van Graan. Yeah, he's the coach, Director of rugby. They used to have Rassie. Arno Borta. Oh, but he's back at the Bulls. Oh, no way. He's one of those signings that Jake White made. Sail Sharks are struggling a bit. Yeah, since the resumption, they've lost 2 on the trot. Sky Go. I think it's overpriced, personally. But Sky's products are generally quite overpriced. What can I say? And Darnell, I don't think you've told me a stat. Tell me a stat. I do like a good stat. Tars have got a penalty this time. Will anybody be watching the Rocks NFL League? Is that a thing? I know about Vince McMahon's other football thing. Take the 3. Yes. I always thought it was handy to have your typical Sky Rugby online, but when you compare it to literally every other product, it's a bit bad. Yeah. Sky New Zealand's share prices have been going to crap in recent years because they failed to adjust to the times. That's just a thing. Harrison's kicked the penalty. But they did a smart deal because when Spark Sport in New Zealand, which is a streaming service, linked with one of our big telecom companies, when they got the rights to the World Cup, their streaming service had some issues. And I think New Zealand Rugby kind of got a bit scared of putting anything on a streaming service. So they did a deal with Sky Sport New Zealand, and they also became like a 5% shareholder in Sky. So Sky Sport New Zealand, our broadcaster, which is like Super Sport or Sky UK or whoever else, is like totally intertwined with New Zealand Rugby now. The two are in each other's pockets. XFL, Josh, that's the one. Kind of an unfortunate time to launch that league, with the whole pandemic. What's that bracelet on my wrist? That's a Chinese thing, bro. It's got a little piggy on it because I was born in the year of the pig. Makes sense. I'm a pretty lazy dude. The Rock bought the XFL from Vince McMahon. We were 22-0 down at halftime, and then we came back to keep the opponent scoreless in the second half, and you scored the winning try with 2 seconds to go. You gotta be exaggerating now. Come on, man. Come on. Never had any issues with Rugby Pass's streaming, barring the latency. I don't get how Spark stuffed up their streaming service. I think Spark's problem was they paid some American company to do the encoding. So their signal, here come the Brumbies by the way. Oh, I couldn't quite handle it. They would get the signal from Japan, and it would be sent to the States and then have to come back to New Zealand. So I guess they just opened themselves up for a bit of trouble. Don't know. Whereas I think Rugby Pass just kind of takes somebody else's feed and just pushes it through, right? Because they don't employ their own commentators. Whereas Spark had their own broadcast crew there. Does Angus Gardner still referee? Oh, you bet he does. Tim Horan mentioned a Queenstown bubble. Never heard of that one. The rest of the country's in level 2. I've got Sky UK and I can watch all the Southern Hemisphere rugby. You have to pay extra to watch the Pro 14 and the Premiership. Doesn't do the game any good, man. Oh, it's either try time or a penalty to the Brumbies. Oh, it's a penalty. It's honestly one thing I love. When I lived in China, I had Rugby Pass, Super Rugby, Six Nations, Rugby Championship, Premiership, Pro 14, Top 14, Champions Cup. I don't think they had the Challenge Cup, but I could be wrong. But it was like everything. And you can watch it live, you can watch it on demand. And it was relatively cheap. And I was like, this is the product of my dreams. But you can't get it unless you're in Asia with all those channels. Right, Brumbies. 5 metre line out. This is their spot. Will McInerney get on the board here? Tars D's looking good. It's going backwards. Really good maul defense from the Tars. What can they do with their backs? Cross kick. Oh, man, that's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. The Tars stop that well-oiled machine, which is the Brumbies maul, only to have a cross kick snapped up by Muirhead, and it's a brilliant backs try. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So no reward for the Tars for not stopping that maul, or for stopping that maul. Noise is right. That was quite a try. What have I missed besides some Bryce Lawrence level bad refereeing? The Tars stopped the Brumbies maul, and then the Brumbies did a nice little cross kick and scored a pretty sweet try. Do you think Sky Sports should get the rights for the 2023 World Cup if they can pay enough money for it? Perfect kick it was, man. Great bounce. Interesting, Lonergan's doing the goal kicking. Is he better than Kunzel, is he? He shanked that one. It's a great Scottish name. Brumbies are a step above the Tars. I think their concern will be to make sure the Brumbies don't go on a scoring spree. They don't want to end up like the Force did last night, that's for sure. Chris says it was a great kick, and it was, man. Very, very good. I didn't see it coming. I thought the Brumbies backline was going to look a little bit lost after their maul couldn't get the job done, but nope. They absolutely stepped up to the plate, which is great to see. Philip, you're not actually watching the game. Yeah, I think the highlights will be on YouTube probably after the game from the Rugby AU page. I've also got a Scottish name, Leonardo Tommaso Reid. My mum's Italian and my dad's Scottish. Yeah, Reid is definitely very Scottish, isn't it? I was thinking about that last night with the Reds. They had tries to O'Connor. Who else scored tries? McWright. And who was the other one? And I was thinking they were all kind of Celtic names. McWright, O'Connor, McDermott. But I don't know the exact origins for the names, so there you go. Can you imagine if the pandemic continues to 2023? Bro, don't say that. Let's just get a vaccine and get that stuff done. Has Lonergan, the Brumbies halfback, played for them before? I think so, but I don't think a lot. I think usually from the bench. Haircut, yeah, that's a McDermott. Do you reckon the North-South game is going to go ahead? Well, we'll find out Monday. And man, the Brumbies scrum's getting penalised all Super Rugby AU season, eh? What's happened to them? They've delayed the North-South game by a week, so we'll see what happens. Force were bloated from the start. I see now we probably just need to admit they are a not good team, and they were, during the Super Rugby years, the current levels are the reason they're out. The Force in the year they got dropped, I think we're like the second best Aussie team. I think it's... I mean, they weren't ever a great team. They never made the playoffs, but they were okay. And the game seems to be doing okay over there. I would say more, well, maybe not. I don't know. How many more rugby players have come from Western Australia compared to Victoria? They've both produced some good players, so I don't know. I've got a soft spot for the Force because when I lived in China, the Force's games were always in the perfect time zone for me because Perth and Western Australia and China are in the same time zone. Mick or Mac, it's a Scottish prefix for names meaning son of. There you go. Didn't know that. Learn something every day. What about the O? That's got to be an Irish one. Like O'Connor has to be Irish, surely. Force lacking game time preparation. Yeah, guys living out of hotels. It's a whole bunch of factors, I think. Oh, Slip has been robbed. Robbed. The Mick is also Irish. Okay, there you go. O'Connor and O'Shea are Irish. Okay, that makes sense. O might be like of. Don't know. Correct, the Force were the second best Aussie team in 2017. Yeah. That's why it was even more brutal that they got dropped. Simon's a very good kind of fact guy. He's got trivia facts all up his sleeve, but I'm pretty pleased I knew that one. I've got the odd bit of trivia myself. No NRL team based in Western Australia. Exactly right. That's why I think they were kind of mad not to try and capitalise on that market. I know it's got AFL, but at least try and be the second sport or the third sport after cricket, or maybe the fourth sport after cricket, soccer, and AFL. Oh God, not the Irish. When I was in Air Cadets, they used to make a joke about like 0500, the O being for oh my God, it's early. But I think they stole that from a movie. Simon has his Google window open during these streams. No. Simon's got it all up here. Flat pass, says Chris, yeah. Poor slipper. That would have been magnificent. Tupou proved last night that there's nothing quite as fun as watching props in full flight. Trying to sidestep and things like that. Watch the Force versus Singapore. They were good. Also remember from one of your older videos where you said the Wallabies attendance for the Rugby Championship was best in Perth. There you go. Especially compared to like the Gold Coast where it's atrocious. A lot of South Africans and Kiwis, I think, in Perth, but also a good, solid Aussie rugby community. From what I understand, I've had, I would say, a disproportionate number of Western Australians get in touch with me via the channel. Conor McGregor left a bad taste in my mouth for the Irish for a while, but rugby salvaged them for me. Conor McGregor, he is a funny guy to watch. I'm not sure what the Irish think of him. Do they love him because he's so famous, or do they hate him because he's like such a loudmouth? I don't know. In Welsh, it was David Up, son of John. Then the English made us have surnames for taxes, so people went with David Johnson. So a lot of people with son at the end of the name have to think the Welsh. Is that right? Johnson. Boris Johnson. Welsh connection. Do we have the Welsh to thank for that, huh? Morrison. Okay, makes sense. God, the things you learn. Whether I remember it tomorrow, that's a good question. It's 50-50 among the Irish on McGregor. Love him or hate him. I guess he's that kind of character. You either love him or you hate him. Afrikaans van, or I guess that's like fun, is the Scottish Mick or Mac. I guess like German would be Von. Manfred von Richthofen kind of thing. I'm sure Dutch has got a van as well, right? Probably the link with the Afrikaans. French would be like de. I don't know. I'm just talking out my backside. We're watching rugby, but we're getting some kind of linguistics lesson as well. Wayne Taylor says McGregor's a loudmouth, but he's fun to watch. God, he gets people's attention onto like UFC. UFC Adesanya annoys me, way too cocky for your liking. Yeah, he's not the stereotypical model of what New Zealanders think a celebrity should be. Oh, that just stayed in. Boris's last name was originally... That can't be true. Really? New Zealand's perfect celebrity should be Richie McCaw. Hardworking, not that flashy about stuff, not a show-off, not like Dan Carter doing the undies ads. You know, no drink driving convictions. You know, married a sports star, but kept it kind of on the down low. Always talks about his opposition in a positive manner. Never really talks about himself that much. That's what a celebrity's supposed to be. Anyone who's like, I'm the man, we're just like, no, get out. We don't like your kind here. I don't know what it is. Tall poppies. We don't like people who talk themselves up. Sweden and Denmark, Norway also use son as a suffix for son of. Well, there you go. Carlson. Oh, Dempsey wants a try. He's not going to be denied this time. 8 phases for the Tars. Ideal celebrity for you is Ali Williams. No, not Ali Williams. Jeez. That was Horton that set it up. Dempsey, what a try, man. Tars are back in it. Richie McCaw and David Tua, two of your favourites. I told you I saw David Tua in the supermarket the other day, eh? Still like Dan Carter. Yeah, Dan Carter's good, but he's still a little bit like he did modelling, and he did probably not by his own like choice. He was probably kind of pushed into it by his agent or something, but yeah. He probably did a little bit too much. My dad would say, Gazza would say, he loves himself. Always missed the kick. Game on. Yeah. I'll give you some examples. Who does Gazza say loves himself? He can't stand some of the black caps because they love themselves. That guy, he loves himself. I'm trying to think if he thinks any rugby players love himself. Damn, he says it a fair bit, actually. Oh, who's that guy? Steven Adams, the basketballer. My dad's like he loves himself. He's always talking in the interviews, he loves himself. Oh, Dan left New Zealand, Richie never did. Fleshing, very good point. That's also very true. Dan went for the glory. He went to Paris. Richie stayed in Christchurch. Richie went to fly helicopters as a pilot. This does like a job. Guy Williams is a Kiwi icon, in my opinion, very self-effacing and champions small town New Zealand. Interesting you say that, because one of my workmates says they saw Guy Williams in a cafe, and he had a couple of like hangers-on with him, and apparently he was just talking absolute bollocks. And as Gazza would say, stuff that he loves himself a lot. And he does stand-up comedy. My brother's seen him do stand-up here in New Zealand, and he goes out totally unprepared and just talks about himself a lot. I know stand-up comedians, you can kind of talk about what you want, but yeah, apparently it wasn't very good. I don't know. I've never really met the guy, so yeah. Dan Carter brought a lot of ladies into rugby. There you go, that's true. Steven Adams is the greatest celebrity to come out of Rotorua. I don't have a problem with Steven Adams. I don't really think he does love himself. I think he's actually pretty modest. Like, he always talks things down in his press conferences, like, he doesn't try to big himself up anyway. Yeah. What's his opinion of Owen Farrell? I think he thinks he's a good kicker. I don't think he's ever said that he loves himself. I'll ask him. Do you think Warren Gatland will have Scott Robertson join the Lions tour? That's what I did a video on that for Patreon today. Basically, it seems a bit of a weird one. They're both head coaches, but Scott Robertson's done the assistant thing before, so it's possible. Gazza sounds like my dad. Benji Marshall on that sissy step, run it straight, it's not dodgeball. Yeah. Yeah. He's always pretty much on his best behavior when he's with the live stream with you guys. But like, my memories of watching Gazza, rugby with Gazza are nothing like the streams here. If it's like TV, if it's like Justin Marshall commentating, shut up, Justin. You don't know what you're bloody talking about. Shut up, Justin. You never did that, Justin. Or when I was actually at the games, just yelling at the ref, basically. I told you he got, in a club game, a ref came over and told him to be quiet or he'd have to leave. That's what I remember. Don't know about Guy. He always seems pretty modest. Yeah, he might be. I always prefer Bill and Ben, who he's been on a TV show with, to be fair. We all like a good family man, like a blue-collar celebrity. Yeah, that's true. TJ Perenara. He seems alright. Talks too much during the game. Gosh, remember when Benji Marshall tried out Union? Yes, I do remember. Didn't go that well. Seemed like a pretty stupid move, and it kind of was. That was the Blues board trying to put bums on seats rather than trying to win games. You should put a hidden camera in the room and then watch the breakdown together. Could be a viral vid. Maybe, although I feel like he's mellowed. I need to get videos of him back in the past, but I don't have any. Yeah, he's definitely mellowed a lot in recent years. But a hidden camera might be quite funny. Run meters 154, 130 to the Brumbies. That's pretty even. Position 55, 45 to the Brumbies. Territory 54, 46. So that's not real dominant. The Brumbies scrum is at 50%, which is pretty poor. And the Waratahs lineout is at 50%, which is also pretty poor. Tackling percentage, Brumbies 79%. That's atrocious. The Waratahs are at 87%, which is pretty good. 26 tackles for the Brumbies, 33 for the Tars. There can't have been that much ball in playtime if there's that few tackles. Got to work for Robertson International Experience for free after the ABs rejected him. It just seems weird for him to go for like an assistant's job of some kind, but then again, I guess you never know. Aaron Smith is a good family man celebrity for sure, right? I detect your sarcasm. Airport bathroom, there you go. I think every opposition fan hates hearing Aaron Smith's high-pitched screaming voice all game. Owen, I agree. I'm able to tune it out when he's playing for the All Blacks, but any other time, Who would I have picked over Foster? I would have picked Robertson, but he's an easy, sexy pick. It's always easier to pick a coach who's won 3 trophies at that time ahead of an assistant. Nobody wants to pick the assistant, but we don't know what's the inner workings of New Zealand rugby. Robertson needs to build up his international experience. He does. That's got to be the next move for him, surely. South Africans don't want someone who is winggat. Any South Africans want to take a stab at translating that word? Winggat. No idea. No idea. Jake the Muss. He's probably not a celebrity that you should look to, like, inspire you. But he does have some pretty bloody cool lines. Like when he beats that dude up in the bar. Too much weight's not enough speed work. That's a pretty good one. I remember my old man yelling at me in a schoolboy game, yelling, "Tackle him, boy." I was near the sideline and I can hear him harping on. And I got fed up and yelled back, "Oh, do you want to tackle him?" How did he react to that? Wingate means cocky. Alright, so South Africans also like the kind of modest approach. But you pronounce it way differently. Okay. Windgat. W is always V. I always forget that. If the ABs aren't careful, Robertson will end up in the north. Yeah, if Pivac doesn't work out, You might get yourself a Robertson. I haven't had Kilkenny in years. Why is there something in the can? Is that a thing? What's the deal with that? You just wanted to hear 2 cents pronounced. Is that actually the way you say it, or what? Zimbabwe, your team is ahead by a point. It's a creamer. It releases nitrous oxide when the can is opened and makes the beer foam up. Is that why when I opened it, it started like erupting like Mount Vesuvius? Jeez. There's definitely more things I don't know in life that no. Last pronunciation was very close. Okay, good. I feel like over the course of having this channel, like I'm able to guess Afrikaans names a lot more than I would have been able to. So yeah, there you go. Stop drinking a Leinster beer. Drink Murphy's or Guinness. I was gonna get Guinness, but Kilkenny was on special. What can I say? I'm still a cheap man. Get some spades. There it goes again. With the whole head thing. I guess it does that every time then, huh? Pour it into a glass and you get a big hit on it. I didn't bring a glass. I was just like, bugger, I'll get it from a can. I'll get a glass for next time. Guinness and Murphy's cans have the same thing. Shows how much I drink those beers. Get some Spates. Yeah. I had Spates relatively recently. Lion Red, brother. Keza was drinking Lion Red the last time he was on the channel. Okay then. Frothing. Goodness gracious. What was your dad like when the ABs lost to France? Which game was it? I think it was 07. I remember at one point coming in to tell him, because we were watching it in different rooms during 2007. Was it 2007 or 2003? No, 2007 I was in New Zealand. And I came in and said to him, it's over. And he was just like, and we were well done. He was like, it's not even over. It's not even over. And I was like, okay. I think that's why I was watching it in the other room. 2007. Yeah, he was a bit intense. He was getting a bit riled up. So I watched it in the other room. When is Gaz joining me again? Oh, one of these days he will. These games are just on a bit late for him, I reckon. My mum legit cried for 3 days. Yeah, my dad was Gazza was pretty pissed off. It was weird as well, because after that World Cup, he said to me, and this is not a lie, he said, I want to see the All Blacks at least win one or two more World Cups before I die, right? And this is way back when. Probably would have been 2007 after we lost the World Cup. My memory's not that sharp, but I remember he said that before we'd won a World Cup, like, before 2011. And he got leukemia. He had leukemia for like almost a year, like of treatments and stuff, before the 2011 World Cup. So the dude did pretty bloody well to see a World Cup win for New Zealand. He's seen two, so yeah. He did get his wish. Right, second half has just kicked off. Like, Gaz is a bit of a hypochondriac. He often thinks he's sick, but since he's had leukemia, whenever he thinks he's sick, he can't say anything. It's like, all right, go to the doctor. Get checked out. If you can beat that thing, it'll be pretty tough. Gaz is a rugby muss. Yeah, honestly, I think the leukemia actually kind of mellowed him out a bit. It helped him to kind of maybe see a bit of perspective and to chill out a wee bit. Because he was pretty intense. I remember, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but when I was a teenager, and when I got to the point where I was taller than him, like if I talked back to him, he'd be like, do you want to go outside? Do you want to effing go outside? I was like, no, Dad, I don't want to go outside. Calm down, Dad. I was heavily pregnant during Rugby World Cup 2007. Probably a good thing. Wasn't into rugby because she would have been an emotional mess. There you go. World Cup 2007 loss still hurts. The old man and me to this day both shake our heads. That's the one game you'll never watch again. Did I watch it? I feel like I watched it. Or was that 2003 that I watched? I watched a bunch of painful games during lockdown. Now that's love, yeah. Good turnover for the Brumbies. But now they've got to worry about their scrum holding up. Still have nightmares about the 95 final. Yeah, I definitely went back and watched that one. 2003 semi is probably your favourite rugby memory. Man, that's a moment that haunts us. That 4 more years. I can't get over it. How does this game compare with Bristol Gloucester last night? Bristol Gloucester came out of the blocks flying. There was just try after try after try. And the second half was a bit of a ding-dong battle. So I'd give it to that game so far. This one hasn't quite lived up to that one as yet. I love some refs thinking they're coaches. If you want to counter ruck, you can't just go off your feet. You got to go up and over. Yes. But then again, like when Italy were doing that crazy offside ruck thing, he was telling the English guys, like, I'm not your coach. I'm not your coach. I can't tell you the rules. They had to figure it out. Me and Dad had a Christmas Day friendly fight when I was 18. He was an army boxer and I did judo. It didn't end well. Jeez. I'm glad I never got to that point. Like when Gazza got mad, I certainly knew how to push his buttons because he always wanted to get the last word. But, yeah. My mum slapped me in the face once when I swore at her. But, yeah. Never actually got into it with him, which is probably a good thing. The Bristol game smoked this game for sure. That game was a lot faster, even though there were a few errors. It was still a good watch. Yeah, it just came out firing, man, for sure. Ran Radra was just amazing. Here come the Brumbies. Lockie McCaffrey. Underrated player. Money on Munster or Leinster after seeing the teams. Oh, Pete Samu with a try down the left wing after 5 phases. Proper try, that one. What is it with number 8's going over in the left wing in this game? Where's Bernard Foley? He went overseas. I think probably still Leinster, man. They're unbeaten. Even though Munster have got Dale Ender and Snyman in the team, there's still new guys who need to settle in. There's no Carberry. So I would have thought Leinster. But I hope it's a proper good game. I offered my dad outside when I was 9. When he called my bluff and followed me, I started to cry and saw the error of my ways. Damn, man, 9 years old? Balls on you. My wife threatened to kick me in the... A while back. She's Asian, so I don't know how she knew what that was. It was funny to hear, though. Oh, nice. I don't think my wife's ever really threatened me quite like that. Good kick. Beautiful pass, it was. Really good try. Are you going to watch Saracens Harlequins? Nah, I don't think so, man. After this game, I'm going to go to bed and then get up like 7 hours later to watch Munster visit Leinster. Aren't all the players playing in Japan returning to play in their local comps? I saw Matt Giddo's playing club rugby at the moment in Australia, so yeah, maybe. It's probably up to them whether they want to play or not, though. Who did you pick on Super Brew? I definitely picked the Brumbies, perhaps also by 8, actually. Let me have a quick look. Jack Maddox needs to do something. Yep, Brumbies by 8. There you go. Knock on Tars. Did you see the ref shush the water boy? What? Missed that one. I got my dad in an arm lock. He said let go, and I was too scared to. My mum opened the front door and said run, and run I did. Holy moly. I never did that with my dad. I remember when my brother got old enough to like look after me because he's my older brother. Like when he was legally allowed to stay home and be like the the minder without like a babysitter. Like, what is it in New Zealand? Like 15? As soon as my parents left me home alone with my brother for the first time, I gave him absolute hell. And my brother's a really nice and calm guy. I was an absolute shit of a brother. I try to make up for it now by being nice to him. But oh my god, I was so awful. I just gave him so much grief. To the point where he lost the plot so bad, I had to lock myself in my room. And my room doesn't have a lock on the door. It's got an old school handle, and I had to unscrew like the screw on the door handle and pull the actual handle out of the door. So I was holding like the door handle with the whatever that bit of metal that goes through, like the rod that goes through. Because I think I'd wound him up that much that if he got his hands on me, he probably would have hurt me. Like he was like screaming like a caveman, like who's like mad that I stole his wildebeest or something. Honestly. Is this on Sky Sport or the Rugby Channel? This is just on Sky Sport, bro. They got rid of the Rugby Channel. They only have like 7 Sky Sports channels now, and you don't have to pay any extra for extra rugby, which is good. Oh, Nick White's come on. Nice. Your old man asked you to take the bins out. I told him to you take the bins out. He stood up and you cried and you said sorry and took the bins out. Nice one. I said it yesterday when my son got me in a hold. I couldn't break. I was like, oh no, I'm over the hill now. That's the risk you take. I don't know why I thought of wildebeest Zimbabwe. I was just thinking of something, I don't know. Is wildebeest even a caveman thing? I don't know. Stole his mammoth meat. I think the Waratahs might be in trouble here. Now that the Brumbies actually seem to be sorting their scrum out. Do you know people say New Zealand girls are the hottest in the world? I question that. They also said like the New Zealand accent is one of the sexiest in the world, and I question that as well. The New Zealand accent is a lot of things. Mine's not very standard New Zealand, but I wouldn't have thought sexy is among them. Here we go. Here's the maul. Here it comes. It's crabbing to the right, and they've got advantage. They're short. Tom Wright, did he get it down? Sorry about a mother in the UK who left her 13-year-old daughter who was in pain at home while she went out to the pub. Her daughter died. Goodness me, I can't read those stories anymore, eh? Any stories about parents doing shitty things to their kids, I just can't read it. Since I've got kids of my own. Oh, man. Right score, but just got a big telling off. New Zealand accent thing confuses me. I remember reading the results of a survey from 2000 ranked them one of the worst and now it's the 60th. Yeah, Simon, your accent's a bit of a mixed one as well, but it's more Kiwi than anything. Where's the South African part gone, man? It still sounds more Kiwi. Kiwi. Or is that Australian? Good finish. Lots of tries on the left wing tonight. There are many accents in Ireland. It goes by county by county. Dublin will have one accent and Cork will have another. The Cork accent is supposed to be one of the harsher ones, right? Someone sent me a clip of somebody, some former Munster player, I forget which one, and I could hardly understand what he was talking about. I only started leaving my 13-year-old at home for short periods. If you need to take your brother somewhere, yeah, don't leave the two together. They will, Holy moly, I thought that kick was missing for all money. It's quite Kiwi, but it changes depending who I talk to. 15 years in enemy territory will do that. Certainly will. Assuming most people... Darmundi's comment says... have seen the New Zealand deck ad. Yes, I've certainly seen that one. Never found my mate's accent sexy and he's from Napier. I don't know how the New Zealand one got voted sexy. Go New South Wales, go. They're getting a bit of a hiding at the moment. Having some fish and chips. It's quite an exceptional feed. Yeah. Try a conversation with someone from Galway. British and Irish accents are the best. Yeah, I don't know that the Kiwi one's that exotic. That being said, the Kiwi one is definitely more similar to the Aussie one than people will give it credit for. I noticed that when I was overseas, that Kiwi and Aussie accents kind of meld a bit more the same when you're away from them. I watched a YouTube video once where someone was recorded talking. There was some banter between an American and an unknown guy. And all the comments were like, oh, he's a Kiwi. No, he's an Aussie. He's a Kiwi. He's an Aussie. And I could pick up on a few words that I picked up. He was a Kiwi. But heaps of people couldn't tell. Like, I'm from Australia and he's definitely Australian. And it's sometimes hard to tell. Yeah, nah. I do like the yeah, nah from New Zealand, to be honest. You going to go to the game this weekend? Like, yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. I even get called an Aussie overseas, Simon. Yeah, it happens. It happens. First time my girlfriend watched a video of you, she said she likes your accent, so there might be something. My accent is not very typical Kiwi though, bro. My accent got all muddled up when I was in China. A lot of my words I say I don't think I'm particularly Kiwi. Gazza's accent is probably more real Kiwi. Don't mind Aussie female accent, but not the bogan female accent where they elongate their words. Is that like the Kath and Kim accent? That's terrible. Right, as we talk about accents, there is still rugby on. It's 26-11. Bonus point territory for the Brumbies at the minute. The Tars need a kick out of second gear in this second half because they've been distinctly average. Oh man, they're just getting driven backwards and they've been turned over. They've been turned over 10 metres from their own goal line. It's atrocious. The worst is when I go back to South Africa and they ask if you're Australian. Oh no. Oh, but they've won a penalty. Hooper got it. It's often people who don't know the difference between Aussie and Kiwi accents if they aren't familiar with it. That video I saw, the people were commenting that they were Kiwis or Aussies and they were sure that the person they were listening to was one or the other. But I guess some areas of New Zealand and maybe some areas of Australia are more similar than others. Kath and Kim. That's terrible. I don't like the hard out Aussie accent like a ringing in the ear. Yeah. Here we go. It's going to be another try on the left wing. Bro, how many tries have been in the left wing? What is it with the left wing? Far out. Right, it's got another one. What's up, Grant? This is too easy for the Brumbies in the second half. Too easy is right. South Africa is the only country I know where people laugh at me with your Afrikaans accent. What? Nick White, Kunzel, Simone, pass. Just numbers, man. Poor Tars defense. Yeah, nah is ours. I'm willing to give up Pavlova and pie, but pies and yeah, nah are ours. This is what I mean. Heaps of Aussie and Kiwi stuff is interchangeable. I think I watched a video about Russell Crowe talking about New Zealand slang, and again, half of the comments were from Australians saying, yeah, we say that as well. Bro, what a conversion. Oh my goodness. That guy's got it on a flippin' string. Man, this is getting embarrassing. Look at that. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Oh, he has missed it. Oh, crazy. I thought he'd got it. Not embarrassing for Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe isn't enjoying this one. 20 points ahead. My Brumbies by 8 is looking pretty conservative. Crossbar challenge, yeah. Don't see that very often. Post, yes. Crossbar, not so much. 31-11. When I lived over in Ireland, I was confused between Zimbabwe, South African, Australian, or English. Yeah. Some of them can sound pretty similar. Another 50-point thrashing coming, man. If the Waratahs don't pick it up, they might be right. And you know, Dan McKellar, the Brumbies coach, said, like, Tahs have won 2 games in a row. They think they're world beaters again. So I think he's enjoying this one. Speaking of accents, the Aussies love the Aussie commentators. Ah, it's hit the crossbar. Most animated apart from the Corsa commentators. Yeah, I don't mind a bit of animated commentary, to be fair. Boomfa is one that Justin Marshall still gets a bit of grief about. Did you see the North-South Island kit? Isn't it just the grey kind of thing? Like one way's kind of a grey, like one way's light, one way's dark. It's either kind of black and white or like dark and light grey. High-pitched raise in the voice is normal for Aussie women. You quite like it. It's like they're asking a question, but they're not. That's actually a thing. I'm not going to try and imitate it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. If I can talk about something other than rugby for another moment, if we're continuing on the thing about accents, Tars are actually on the attack for a change, by the way. I had a lecturer at uni. She was Australian, but she taught like a Japanese studies class. And she'd married a Japanese dude, and she was like full on, like embedded in Japanese culture. So she was like a skinny lady, but quite tall, and like wanted to act quite like demure, like a real, I guess, like stereotypical like Japanese girl. And she used to speak with this really fake way of talking. Like she would kind of like swallow her own voice to make her voice go quite high. I can't, can I imitate it? Just, like, I don't know. And today we talk about, I don't know, I can't do it. But you know what I mean? She was speaking like a real high pitch, clearly not her own voice. She put on a voice all the time. But I remember there was this Korean boy in my class, Korean guy, and he would always muck around on his phone. And she got so pissed off with him once when it rang, her full Aussie came out. And it was glorious. Like she'd been hiding this quite strong Australian accent in her for like the year that I was in her classes. And she finally unleashed it on this Korean kid. And I was like, that's the real you. That's your real voice. Anyway. Central Java for a few months, not hearing any English at all. One day I met a Kiwi bloke and bonded instantly. Nice to hear familiar accent. It is always reassuring. My best mates in China were often Aussie guys. Put away that effing phone, you wank. Pretty much, that's what it was like. I was like a deer in the headlights, shocked. It's like you've been looking at something this whole time thinking something feels not quite right. And then she did that and I was like, that's it. That's why I didn't like your classes. Because your voice was fake as... Yeah, anyway. Brumbies are continuing attacking the Tars right wing. Bro, it's been paying dividends for them. So, yeah, man. Makes a lot of sense, but... That's the love the Japanese and Koreans have for each other. Yeah, even an Australian lady who takes on the role of a Japanese woman. Seems like Angus Gardner's changed his call. That voice from 2 Cents Rugby should be in the next review video. Yes, I will speak like I try to imitate a Australian woman who tries to speak in a demure Japanese voice. Who's your old man's favourite ever New Zealand player? I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. Here we go. Tars scrum inside the 22. They got a set move. Doesn't quite work. It's red. But they're on the front foot. 7 metres out. Oh, they've won a penalty. When you sat upright, your arms are looking developed. No, I have not been going to the gym. I have been doing push-ups with my son to try and tire him out. Yes. But I don't think enough to develop anything. It's your husband's birthday tomorrow, so we swapped sleep-in days. You guys have sleeping days. That's a good way of doing it. Me and my wife should take up that system. I need the Tars to score again so you can get a margin point in the Super Brew. I would need the Tars to score a couple of times. Just shouted to my wife the first beer is up. Not happy. Alright, Flesham, well, it's been good knowing you. Yeah. See how you go. If you're still alive, I'll see you for the Pro 14 games later. What's a sleeping day? I would assume it is kids wake up, one parent gets up to mind the children, get them breakfast and get them dressed. Other parent gets to sleep in. Me and my wife do not have this system. But maybe we should. Oh, scrum time for the Tars. They've tapped it. Taken it quickly. Maybe they should have just taken another scrum. They just want to get it moving because they're 20 points behind. I feel like a scrum would have been a better chance to score, but we'll see what they can do. 6 phases? 5 phases? Brumbies defence is holding. 2 metres out. 1 metre out. Jeez, they're not even a metre. It's just right on the line. Here we go. Short. Alright. Those Brumbies forwards need to move their butts. Get up off the ground, man. Come on. I don't really mind. Though I should get over it and enjoy the couch tonight. You've been there before. Oh, they're still going 11 phases. I know they want it to be quick, so it'll be quicker than a scrum. I reckon the scrum might have been over by this point, but you never know. It's always a bit of a lottery. Mostly do it for our son. He can't be left unsupervised. If you just had your daughter, you get up. Oh, yep. Oh, they lost it. The Tars. Brutal. Make sure you wear your Leinster jersey tomorrow morning. One step ahead of you, man. But you saying that because you want Munster to win. Big Will, I think she knows what's coming. I was a good boy yesterday for her mum's birthday. You got credit. There you go. Always good to be in credit. Mark says, go Leinster go. Mark, are you going to watch that game? I'm assuming you're going to watch that game. I'm going to bed straight after this game so I can get up to watch that game tomorrow morning. 2 cents curse is real. No, it's not. It's not real. Definitely not real. What time's the game? It's on at 6:30 in the morning New Zealand time tomorrow. Anyone know if Rugby Challenge 4 is better than 3? The initial reactions is it's a bit shit. Excuse my language. I haven't played it, but I've read a few people's reviews of it and whatnot. So yeah. You have to be impartial and wear the Ulster shirt. it's ready as well. If I want to go impartial. I have my Leinster app ready to go. Are you going to be able to watch the game on the Leinster app or what? Rugby Challenge is underwhelming for the most part. Yeah. What time's the game up to? It's 71 minutes. I feel like the Brumbies are due maybe one more try and then that'll be the game. Tim, how are you, man? Mark's going to watch it on ESPN Plus. Good man. The fridge is stacked and got some vodka chilling for later. You are well prepared. If you go Ulster, the game will be a draw. I was planning on wearing the Leinster jersey, to be honest. Because they are the home team. Oh, Tom Banks has hurt himself doing that kick. Or just a bit of cramp, maybe. Overextended. Charlie, bro, I have been good. Just working from home. Kids are around. Watching rugby, watching the Premiership. I'm trying to rack my brain, Tim. Who are Bath playing? Get them beers for the Bath game later. Who have you guys got? It's not Exeter. It's not Saracens. It's not Quins. It's not Sale. It's not London Irish. Who have you guys got? Oh, he's in touch, surely. Ended up seeing the Pro 14 or Premiership was on Super Brew. I did have a look. I couldn't see like a restart option. For Super Rugby, it called Super Rugby Restart. But yeah. Oh, Leicester Tigers. Nice. You guys should win that one, surely. Of course, you have to wear Leinster, still in shock after your preview in that bright red shirt that shall remain nameless. He's in touch. Yeah, okay, I'll wear Leinster. I'll wear Leinster tomorrow. I've been wanting to watch the Prem, but the games are at dumbass times for us and they show the highlights on Sky. Oh, they don't show the highlights on Sky. They do have the highlights on YouTube, at least I watch some on YouTube. If you're willing to get up just before 7 a.m., for me that's like, bro, that's easy. For you, that may not be. You should be able to at least catch one game on the weekend. I think he's in touch, eh? That pink boot's in touch. Nah, that can't be a try. There, he's in touch. Surely, come on. Tim says easy over Leicester. All right. Good luck, man. I hope so. It's gonna be a try. Shay, sugar. I thought that was in touch for sure, but benefit of the doubt. Right wing this time, at least they're changing it up. Just in. Shouldn't have even got that close in the first place. Yeah, Tar's defense has been lackluster. Muirhead with the pass. Look at all the Tars around him. Poor man. Close call. I guess if it's a close one, you give the benefit of the doubt to the try scorer, right? Well, that's why you go with the ref's on-field decision. Not conclusive. Looked just in, but hard to say. I thought it looked just out, to be honest. But maybe it's my angle because I'm watching the TV at a side-on angle, so who knows. Is that game over? Yeah, I reckon that's game over. That's my Super Brew done as well. What's the kick here? Kunzel's just nailing them, man. He loves kicking them from the sideline. What can I say? Reminds me of a try ruled out from the 2007 Rugby World Cup final. That's a hell of a memory. That's scary how long ago that was. Well, yeah, the Brumbies have certainly bounced back after that loss, even with all the bloody changes. Too good, man. Too good. Wright is so good. He has been good, even if he got told off for patting people on the head. Oh, Marquetta. Okay. That was also left wing, wasn't it? That wasn't a try, though. Brumbies, Reds, Rebels, Tars, Force. Reds, Rebels, and Tars all seem to be kind of much of a muchness. I think the Brumbies still look the best side. Even if they looked rubbish the last time they played, that was a one-off. Quetta was so far out, his legs were in the stands. I think he's talked about that since, right? And he said he was sure he was in. Now that you guys mention it. Oh, one more. Maybe. Zimbabwe, why aren't you at this game anyway? Part of the Canberra faithful. Does Ben Lamb have a cap? Nah, he doesn't, man. He never got capped. How do you think the Chiefs would go in the Aussie conference? I think they'd be at least mid-tier. They were bloody close. They could have been mid-tier in New Zealand, but how many bonus points did they get? Losing bonus points. It was a few. But like they were doing crazy stuff. Like the ball they were dropping was ridiculous. Quetta show being chalked off saved the rest of the world from the English. If they had won 2 World Cups in a row, that would have been a thing for sure. Should I pick him or James Lowe for your team? Maybe both. James Lowe, I reckon. You should get Gazza to make a video of a World 23 who haven't been kept for their country. Isn't that somebody else's suggestion? 5 losing bonus points for the Chiefs. That's right. 5 losing bonus points from like 8 games. They could have easily been mid-table. Easily. If 5 results go 1 try differently. If they don't blow that lead against the Highlanders. Etc. If they don't lose that drop goal game to the Highlanders. You would have never heard the end of it. Forward pass. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Brumbies are just too good. I think Gazza is still researching his favourite Springboks. He keeps talking to me about it. Every time I talk to him, he's like, I've almost finished that Springboks video. I'm like, okay. Do you want to record it? He's like, oh, not quite yet. I've almost finished it. I'm doing my research. He loves it, man. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. What can I say? Sounds like a Mark video, like you guys are doing the classic guys. Yeah. Oh, he definitely knows a ton of players, man. The guy's watched a lot of rugby. Right, 1 minute to go. Can the Tars get a consolation try? Going to be in touch, and they are. We'll have a line out, and that'll be game. Could Gazza do a European best 15 of all time? If we gave him enough time, he probably could. Did Gazza play county rugby? He played school rugby. I think that's about as far as he got. He was a flanker. And he said he scored 2 tries in 1 match, but he didn't get chosen for the first 15, and that still burns in his memory to this day. Even though he's 70, the fact that he got rejected from the first 15 after he scored 2 tries, it still sits with it. That's game over. He didn't say what kind of tries they were. They may have just been doddles. I don't know. When's the AB's team getting named? Not sure. Still got to see what's going to happen with the Rugby Championship. Man, 38 points to 11. That's a bit of a hiding. Brumbies are just too good. I do like the fact that they've dropped the game. It means there's still a bit of doubt. You know, it's not like a sure thing that they're going to smash it, but yeah, they look pretty bloody good in that game, didn't it? Oh well, better luck next time, Waratahs. Next time I'll wear a Brumbies jersey and see if that makes any difference. But yeah, YOLO got the score. Well done, man. See the team a week. I'll work on that. Yeah, Big Will, I'll see you in the morning for the Munster game if you can get your rugby pass sorted out in Australia. Like I said, it's a pretty good service, so I liked it, especially when I was in China, and it's in Australia. You'll have to help Gazza out with the pronunciation. The pronunciation with Gazza is going to be out the door. Don't even go there. He can't even get English pronunciation right. It's not a strength of his. Pronunciation, not Gaz's thing. So, that's alright. Fleshin, yeah, good luck with your Scarlets, guys, man. Leinster jersey, yes, Leinster jersey, definitely for the morning. Zimbabwe, enjoy that one. Rory, yes, I'm going to watch Leinster and Munster later, but I'm going to have a sleep first because it'll be in the early morning for me. Chris, take care. Everybody else, I will. If you're gonna be up for the Leinster Munster one, it should be a good one. But I'll otherwise see you guys again. All right, man. See you guys.